What is up? Back at it. Um, have another TCG discussion here. Um, Prismatic evolutions is bad. Let me explain. So, I recently saw a Facebook post. You know those suggested posts that pop up on your feed while you're scrolling through, and it was a post of somebody who had just come across a vending machine restock at a grocery store near him. And he was first in line. And lo and behold, there is a booster bundle of prismatic evolutions. He then proceeds to open it and finds absolutely nothing inside. Just a moment. Yeah, that's been the general experience with prismatic evolutions that I've had personally. And the fact that people are in 2026 buying prismatic evolutions in order to open it just goes to show me that we have we have a ripping epidemic here, and it's actually low key ruining the hobby for a lot of people. So let me explain that. Um, First, before we get back to prismatic, what do I mean? This idea that you have to rip your hits, that you have to buy packs to open them up in order to get the cards that you want. It's this idea that has been made popular now with a lot of YouTubers who are in the space. Pokerev is one that I've been following for the longest time, and he has distribution. He gets these, at wholesale cost a lot of times. Obviously, that's open to interpretation now because distributors are manipulating costs like crazy, all because their bottom line is affected because there's not enough product to go around and feed the mouths of all these different people. And clearly, Pokemon is not supplying them enough anyway. But that aside, so there's this idea that you have to rip your hit. You have to rip your master stat. You have to rip your chase card. And you have to do it because it's not really yours unless you rip it. Guys, it's 2026. We've been in this boom period now for about a little over a year and a half now, right? It's time to wake up. We are so far gone from those days where pack prices were affordable enough to buy them solely to rip and to open up the cards that you wanted and to open up the sets that you wanted. And honestly, unless you are buying cards for children to open it up with them just for the sake of opening Pokemon cards because it's an experience, it's a nostalgic, core memory building experience. You as an adult should not be doing the same things. I'm sorry. It's just not the way that you should be thinking. Cards are way too expensive now. There's way too much money to be lost, to be honest. It's just not a smart thing to do. Now, with prismatic evolutions, I'm surprised at how popular of a set it is and how many people love the set and rip the set and do what they can to get prismatic product in their hands in order to open it up. I'm genuinely shocked because, for one, Prismatic's only other hits besides their SIR line of evolutions and a couple of other SIRs and the EXs that are in the set, the only other hits that are in there are Pokeballs and Master Balls. And those are just reverse hollow cards that nobody cares about. Pokemon has done this incredible thing where they're slowly transitioning a lot of these cards, like reverse holographics. They used to be, you know, Skyridge Aquapolis. Those reverse hollows are, you know, highly coveted cards, alongside the regular holographics. Well, now Pokemon is doing reverse hollows for every single pack, and now you get two reverse hollows in every single pack. And now in Prismatic Evolutions, that's the only other hit that you get except for those top hits. So when you open up a pack of, let's say, Destined Rivals, right? There are illustration rares that you can hit, and they are lesser hits, and yet they're still hits, and they still feel like hits because there's this beautiful artwork that's printed on them, and it's still holographic, and it kind of feels like you actually pulled something from a pack. Maybe it's not the glittery, textured holographic pattern that you get from an SIR, but it's a hit nonetheless. And even the illustration rares, I feel like have gotten better from the start of the Scarlet and Violet era up until now, where even the illustration rares kind of, you know, they don't glisten the same way that an SIR does, but they still, you know, they have some sheen to them and some sparkle to them regardless. And the illustrations are just getting better and better and better as we move into newer and newer sets. Personally, Prismatic, man, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball so heavily. We shouldn't be opening it. And in fact, like, stop buying Prismatic packs to open them. Like, it's not fun. I sat there with my kids and a friend of mine, his kids, and I had bought the Eevee pouch box solely because I knew my daughter would want the Eevee pouch. But I was like, let's buy some of these boxes and just have the kids open it up in front of this card show that we went to. And the card show was fun. I think the kids got to see all these different cards, and what better way to end a card buying show than opening packs? Well, it was Prismatic, and they pulled absolutely nothing from it. Maybe like an EX, and there was nothing to get excited about. And in my head, I was like, man, this was the worst pack opening experience, seriously. And so I told myself after that I wouldn't buy Prismatic. I would encourage my friends to buy other sets. Black Bolt White Flare, great set for kids to open. There's so many illustration rares and special illustration rares in there. So many to collect, and so many really nice illustrations. I think it's well worth opening up packs of that because it's just easier to get a hit in those. Prismatic, impossible. You can't tell me otherwise. Like, it's not a good set to open. So what do I suggest? Black Bolt White Flare. Easy one to suggest. It at a similar cost, maybe even less, buy Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith has never disappointed me. It's always been a good pack opening experience. Sure, you might not get a Galarian Gallery card. You might not get a gold card, whatever it may be. But I can guarantee that you'll get something out of the packs that you open up, and it'll be something unique. It'll be a good illustration, whatever it may be. Crown Zenith, a great time. I'm curious, what packs have you opened up consistently and have enjoyed it? 151, it's another great pack opening experience. It's probably why I fell in love with Pokemon cards again, is opening up 151 cards. I mean, the hits are just... It's just so easy to get a hit in 151, and they made it so easy. I'm excited to see if they do like a Generation 2 set sort of similar to 151. If they'll pull like a similar concept and do an illustration rip for all of them, SIRs for, you know, the starters and the legendaries from the Johto region. Maybe do like a redo of the Galarian Gallery kind of format for the legendary dogs. So love, but I digress. 151, great set to open. Crown Zenith, great set to open. Black Bolt White Flare, great set to open. What set do you guys like to open What is a genuinely good and fun experience to open? Let me know in the comments. That's it for this video. I'll catch you guys in another one. Peace out.